Hello, I'm Keith Pierce. Welcome to Save Our Towns, a series designed to guide and inspire those who are working hard in Appalachia to build strong communities. In this episode, we dive into a subject much in the news, high-speed broadband. Our quick tip comes from a federal agency with money to offer, while our faculty interview focuses on a student project in St. Paul. As always, we close with 3 questions for a mayor. First, high-speed internet is central to more than just movie watching. The executive director of Next Century Cities, for instance, says that people now depend on technology for business, healthcare, education, and even participatory democracy. This month, Example of Awesome, reported by Virginia Tech student Jessica Snead, takes us to Lebanon and shows us how high-speed broadband transformed the tiny Southwest Virginia town.
A shout out to Lebanon. That happened when former Governor Mark Warner addressed the 2008 Democratic National Convention. He touted 300 new jobs here. 2 years later, then in the U.S. Senate, Warner joined with other politicians to announce more than $21 million in grants to bring broadband to rural Virginia. Rick Boucher of Abingdon was among them.
We wanted something special to talk about when attracting industry, and our goal was to create the most wired rural region in the nation with broadband. And over a period of years, we were able to achieve that.
Lebanon gained nationwide attention for both its fiber optic connections and the presence of 2 major companies, software maker CGI and defense contractor Northrop Grumman. The jobs that resulted averaged about $50,000 a year in salary.
Without the fiber optic connection, these companies could not have located in Lebanon.
But Lebanon did more than just lay cable. The town's leaders, working with the county and district planners, also created a training center operated by the University of Virginia at Wise. That made it easy for Russell County residents to brush up on technology and other skills.
In order for the citizens of the region to make the most of the opportunities in the IT industry, we wanted to make sure that they had the chance to upgrade their skill level. So the University of Virginia's College at Wise really worked with the region's employers to understand those training needs and provide professional development and certification preparation courses so that our citizens could make the most of the opportunity and get those IT jobs.
The center offers classes in communications technology, managing telecommuters, supply chain management, as well as other customized workforce training.
What makes Lebanon a success story is the combination of an outstanding wired communications infrastructure and a commitment on the part of the county to provide through technology education the skills that technology-oriented companies require. The county also possesses a team fully committed to economic development.
Want to follow in Lebanon's footsteps? Virginia Tech offers a toolbox for towns seeking to create or leverage their broadband assets, whether to give residents high-speed internet or to attract industry. For more information, you can go to www.cgit.vt.edu/broadband.
We have sad news to report from St. Paul. Earlier this year, the community lost Brock Funke, husband of Terry Funke. We featured the couple's business, Clinch River Adventures, in episode 4. Terry, with Brock's help, had tripled the size of the customer base, drawing tourists from 35 different states. We'll forego our usual St. Paul economic development update to remember the well-known teacher and coach, who had been a standout pitcher in high school and at UVA Wise. The 28-year-old, who succumbed to a sudden illness, was a father of 2. Mayor Kyle Fletcher tells us that the town is planning to name a basketball court after Brock in the new town park, and he says that when the summer recreation season starts, the town will rally around Terry Funke to help her keep the business open. Now for our expert tip. Have you thought about turning to the USDA Rural Development Program for money? Ellen Davis, the state director for Virginia, named some surprisingly diverse projects for which you may be able to seek funds.
Water and sewer is a huge part of what we do, whether it's creating new water and sewer systems or adding capacity to existing ones. In this program, we will help build clinics in a rural community. We can build libraries. We can help fund police cars. We can help fund equipment that might be needed, ambulances, anything that will add to the quality of life in a rural community. And the only clients that we can have for these projects are the municipalities and the nonprofits.
You can read a transcript of the complete interview and learn how to contact Ellen Davis at the Save Our Towns website. Click on the Connect with Experts tab. Next, My colleague, Andrea Brunet, interviews Kim Steika of the Community Design Assistance Center, who talks about a park and trails in the town that has been the star of our first season, St. Paul.
Kim, you were involved in 2 projects in St. Paul. One involved a park and one a trails project.
Yes.
Talk about the trails.
We had the great pleasure of working with the town of St. Paul and then a nonprofit organization called St. Paul Tomorrow Incorporated on a trail called Bluebell Island Trail. At the time of the project, the town had recently put in some land under a conservation easement, 1.3 acres with the Nature Conservancy. They wanted to create a natural surface trail system that complemented the biodiversity of the Clinch River and connected to existing features within the town and existing trail systems, notably the Sugar Hill Trail System. And so we were able to work with them on that conceptual design project.
Were the students also involved in the master plan that you updated for the town, and what did that entail?
Yes, we had a design team for this project of 2 landscape architecture students, and they worked both on the trail master plan as well as on a park update for A.R. Matthews Park, which is immediately adjacent to the Bluebell Island as well as to the Clinch River.
Did the students interact with the people in St. Paul?
Yes, for all of our design processes, we engage the community as much as possible, and the students get to work with the client throughout the design process from project initiation until the very end. So they worked with the client on an initial site visit, they worked with them for refining for site analysis, and then they had the opportunity to present their designs to the client team as well as at a public meeting to town council at the end.
And did the town take your advice as you've stayed in touch with St. Paul? What has been the impact of the project?
Yes, I was able to speak with someone from the town just recently and was very excited to hear of the great progress that they've made. Our concepts are often used as catalysts or stepping stones moving forward, so we provide a comprehensive long-term graphic vision that the town can then use for funding or for other refinement of the process. So they were able to use what we did, modify it with real-world constraints, and apply their own funding. So they've implemented the natural surface trail system with additional signage linking to downtown and have applied $25,000 of their own funds. And then they've applied $180,000 towards the park, updating playground equipment, installing a new skate park, and also adding restrooms.
It sounds like it's going to be a great place to visit.
It is, yes.
Thank you for sharing. Appreciate you coming.
I appreciate being here.
Wrapping up our look at Lebanon is this Q&A with Mayor Tony Dodi.
Tony Dodi, Mayor of the town of Lebanon. Technology. It's a good thing because it has helped expand our economy and adjust to a part of the economy that has left us, such as coal and manufacturing. We have worked for years on developing infrastructure to be ready for industrial recruitments. So we spend a lot of bond money, a lot of money on enhancing our infrastructure, such as water, sewer, roads, etc., to put us in a good place when we have a prospect who's coming to look at our community to locate their plant here. One of the 2 things that we continually talk about is, as I said, downtown revitalization and working to improve our recreational opportunities. We have parks, we have walk trails, we have a state park here in the county. So we're constantly trying to find ways to improve that part of the quality of life.
For more resources and contact information for the experts we interview, go to the Save Our Towns website. You can also share your stories there. This is the second to last show of Season 1, so please send your thoughts to saveourtowns@vt.edu. This is Episode 8. Be sure to join us next time for our final show of Season 1. Thanks for watching.